Today is September 13th, 2011, and we are interviewing Mr. Cross, the founder of Cross Company, and we'll just run through some questions and you can talk and we'll
Happy to do it.
Thank you, Mr. Cross. What were your thoughts when you were starting out in the company? Like, where are you going to get the money to do it?
I had been an engineer, and I enjoyed what I was doing, but I really wanted to have a company that I could be what I wanted to be. And so that was my real thought. Of course, I was quite concerned. We had all the money that I had saved in it, and mortgaged everything I could find to raise the money. But it worked, and it was successful almost from the first.
Right. So, one of the things that you've instilled in our company is the management, leadership by management, and the management groups. What other enduring qualities of your philosophy do you see ongoing and would like to see ongoing?
Jerry, if we had a secret in that company, it was the people in it, obviously. I mean, that is said so many times, but it really is important in this case. Management just simply sends a direction, and everybody does the work, makes the company go. We have been so fortunate to have people who are willing to do that, who enjoy doing it, and therefore do it better. And I think that is, if we had a secret of what management does, is to sort of get out of the way and let the guys who are doing the work and take responsibility for their jobs and for whatever little role they have, big or small, and just guide them a little bit. And I think that's what we did. And I did it because I didn't know any better.
Right. That's great.
Yeah.
So what led you into the ESOP and the thinking behind that?
ESOP came out as something new in those days. And I started reading about it, and it seemed like such a great idea to have all the employees own something of the company. That makes them take an interest, of course, in what the company's doing and the profits, and the fact that they are, in that sense, working for themselves. And it seemed to me the right thing for us to do. Now, included in that, of course, was the fact that it would also help me in the sense that when I retired, I could sell my stock back, whatever stock I had, back to the ESOP, and therefore have those funds for retirement. We didn't visualize ESOP being the total retirement at first. We thought it would just be something they had, like money in the bank a little bit. But then as it developed and we went farther and farther with it, we saw it as a perfect way it appeared as a retirement. And everybody contributes, everybody participates, everybody gets the benefits of it. So that's why we went into it.
Did you ever think that the employees would own the whole company?
That was considered, but not seriously. As we saw the percentages increasing, pretty soon it was reaching 50%, and of course at 51 they do own the company.
Right.
And so at that time it was pretty obvious that the employees would own it. That was fine with me. I was delighted.
What's the best business advice you ever received, or just advice in general?
The best business advice I ever received was to get the best people you could possibly get. People make the difference, Jerry, you know that. Except we need to be reminded of it. No company is any better than there's people in it on a day-to-day basis. I don't care how good 8 people are. If it's one bad one, it pulls the average down so much. And we've been so lucky to have great people.
Talk about the ESOP. Your dad shared with us his thoughts when he was going through setting up the ESOP. Give us your thoughts on the ESOP and just what you thought about it when you joined the company and how you've grown to learn about it and just your general reflections on it.
I give my dad enormous credit for the foundation he built in the business, the principles he installed in the business, instilled in all of us in the business, and for the foresight to think about perpetuating the business with the ESOP. I still remember when he called me in, because I was just beginning to work, and say, I'm thinking about this thing called an ESOP. And the implications are that one day the employees, not the family, will own the business. That was a pretty bold concept and the ultimate unselfish one. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate, one, that he talked to me about it, two, that he gave me a vote or a voice in that decision. But most of all, I appreciate, just like every one of our long-term associates, the gift he gave us, in effect, of the business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see it becoming 100% owned by the employees? Did you ever foresee that, or?
I think we saw that all the time. Mm-hmm. That it was the ultimate American dream, mm-hmm. the highest level of capitalism. If you want to run a company in the best interest of the owners, and if the owners are those who work there, isn't that just about as good as it can be? Mm-hmm. And so I think we always looked forward to that. There was a challenge. We were very, very conservative and very, very debt adverse. And so the prospect, as we grew and grew quickly and very successfully, we seemed to always face a big challenge to stop, borrow the money, and make the company 100% ESOP. I think two elements contributed to that. One, literally tax legislation, which made it very advantageous to become a 100% employee-owned ESOP and S corporation. But secondly, after my father's retirement, we had created an external board of directors, and they had been here for some years. When we proposed the 100% ESOP and the S corp configuration for the company, we had a well-informed, very involved board of directors who gave us a very objective view, asked all the important and right questions, made us do our homework to make sure it was appropriate for all the interests. And those interests were the employees, the current shareholders, the company itself, its sustainability as an organization, and then obviously the future shareholders within the ESOP. And the mantra was very simple. You better be a successful, growing, profitable company with good cash flow. When the board was satisfied we were able to do it, we borrowed a lot of money. Mm-hmm. We repaid it remarkably quickly. And I certainly hope everyone is awfully glad about that 100% ESOP. Mm-hmm. I mentioned earlier that we've had some down cycles, and we've had them more frequently due to economic tide. I think our associates have seen both the joys of ownership, but they also understand the risk of ownership, and that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. It's helps them realize the whole picture of the business. I think as a consequence, we just have so much better informed, more involved associates, and it's a remarkable competitive advantage. Mm-hmm. And I hope a very rewarding circumstance for them.
That's funny.
I want to emphasize, if I can,
Sure.
what I've said again, but it needs to be repeated in the sense that the people here and the company itself is like a second family to me. I have such great affection for them. They've been so loyal and so helpful and so great. I live and breathe that success.
I think you've built a solid foundation for us to continue building on.
Just get out of the way and let them do it.
Right.
That's all I have to do.
Right.